Okay. Hi, everybody again, because we didn't recording. We already spoke a little bit before recording, but hi again. And today is Tuesday, and I'm glad to welcome you today on Tuesday class. And this whole week is a recap week, which means we build up some basic knowledge about JavaScript and fundamental programming. And during this week, we're going to recover some previous topics, talk about your homeworks, some challenges you're facing, and maybe anything else, and answer any other questions which you might get during today's class. So today is going to be kind of a freestyle class without like some exact structure of class or like topics. We're gonna be like free talking, discussing, and I prepared some exercise for you, which we're going to make probably by teams, or we're gonna find out how we're gonna make. But I have some task for you for tonight. Okay. Yeah. So this is a plan for tonight. Class. How 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 confident and how strong do you guys feel yourself with JavaScript in general and those topics which we already covered? Is there anything like bothering you or something you feel like you struggle more than anything else?
Even don't know. In general, when we have a project with Azamat, this is still a problem to me. When we have too many functions, I'm just confusing to connect them to each other. This only thing, like by отдельности, it's clear, but when I'm trying to use them together, it's really hard.
Mm-hmm. What kind of project is that? Could you share me the link or maybe a link to repository or something?
It's not even just one project, it's in general. They've been, for example, yesterday class, we almost finished that project. He gave us his code in GitHub. I tried to scan, check, but there's some things I still can't recall, like what it was for what like this. But if you will ask what exactly, I just can't say because I don't even remember the exact part. It's just
Oh, that was for the
in general,
for API stuff, right?
structure. I have a really bad memory, and yeah, I can't.
That was for API part, right? But
Yes, we used yeah, we had two files for functions and to fetch our API. Tried to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Yes, I said it's
To fetch data from backend server or something like that, right?
no, I mean I understand how to fetch, how to do everything in just I mean when it's here's a few functions, a few fetches, and when we need to how can I say that? I mean, okay, if you don't mind, я часто
Давай
запутаюсь.
по-русски.
Нам нужно их как-то соединить между собой, использовать один на другом и То есть мы же часто используем так, чтобы переносить данные из одной функции в другие. Вот здесь я просто буду... Я, наверное, это просто с опытом приходит, это нереально сейчас за один урок снова это восполнить. Просто это моя проблема в моем случае. Не могу разобраться с этим пока что. Но я понимаю, что это потом придет, наверное.
Okay, yeah. The issue of linking too many functions in the chain, like endless chain of functions and logic, right? If saying in English words.
Yes, about this.
It's actually common issue for common I mean challenge for a lot of developers on the beginning stages, because you have to keep in mind or remember all those connections, unless you kind of learn it a lot or understand the structure of the project.
Yes.
Do you
Didn't
guys
want to say that fix it in this class? No, I just wanted to share my problem, and I understand that it comes with time. I just wanted to let you know my problem right now.
Yeah, and thank you so much for sharing that. It's I think not only you, I think some other guys might be experiencing the same challenge at the moment. And
If only I don't feel so, because only I didn't hear this same problem from anyone, and that's why I think, is it only me? Like, who has?
I think you only started working, trying to do something on that project. That's why I have questions. Yeah, it's a you. So I think we just started doing on that kind of stuff, and
I may ask you, did you recover yesterday's project? Did you try to check it, repeat, or something like this?
repeaters?
I mean, I asked the Kai, did you try to, I mean, the scan yesterday's code? Because
no, not yet. It's in my list. It's on my stack, but I'm doing other stuff that homeworks.
I mean,
I started from the beginning, some from the easy stuff.
yes.
I just made the I don't know 5 steps back and doing that projects by my own, but not yet this kind of API stuff. But yesterday I got it, because I used to work a little bit with that API. I was
I mean, just I
to understand.
after checking, to be honest, I did it only one time just to read the code again, and I still don't understand it completely. That was my question. If you understood everything, it means I really need to improve this story.
So this is a yesterday project, right?
Yep, that's yesterday.
Let me take a look. Okay, we have 11 people. We have some diagram. First thing. Oh, nice. It's just updated, right? And this is actually a very cool project to practice. Student has been deleted. What is that? What is that?
So I think that notification is not working yet. It's not done yet. That notification part. But It's saying, I think it's just saying get notification to every action student and delete it.
And we have a mock API, which is our base URL. So in a lot of companies in development, they have a few versions of URL for different stage of development. So it's actually like testing environment. You might be heard about testing, staging, production environment. And this is kind of, we don't have a lot of environments. So at this moment, we have just one link, which is testing, development, and production environment at the same time. And get students. This function does, wait, fetch. Yeah, so this function returns us a list of students from backend. Something. And so this is error handling logic. Get single student.
In error handling logic, Takhir, so there is a throw something like that. So where do we need to put that throw stuff? Throw error, yeah.
Throw. Oh, it's actually a very nice question.
Is that should be inside the try that throw error, or it should be in a different place? I didn't use a throw error yet.
It can be used. It can be used like in few cases. I'm gonna write it down, and we're gonna take a look at this syntax throw. But it's a very nice question. Throw, right? We don't have a throw here, or do we?
No, we don't have it here. It's just
API delete student. API calls and next const API post student. So it's gonna add one student and student IP put student. So it's probably update. And yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 methods. So technically, all these files contains the different methods backend and front end application talk to each other. So that's why it's been called API, application programming interface. And here we're using this 1, 2, 3. We don't use this yet. 4, 5. What is it coming from?
This was extra. We don't use it.
Yeah.
Delete it.
Get students too. Okay. And here it's just window. It's the object, or it's, well, I never seen that syntax.
Yeah, it's
go.
We use the module. It is type for, I don't remember type or not. For script, if you use module, we need to use window for functions. What was used in like in HTML syntax, like on click, name of function, and we need to call this to use that function.
Window delete student. Delete student. And what is a delete student?
Just scroll down.
Yeah, I see. It's just do you guys know about window object in web browser? This is a topic of browser API. Browser API, it's another like part of functionality of browser which we can access and get extra like ability to manipulate our application. Um, I can use JavaScript inside of the console, or I can use the same JavaScript from the application file. It doesn't really matter. But what really matters about this that we have object DOM, right? You already know about DOM. It's a document. And if we just type it, it gives us a huge JavaScript object with different methods. So now it's represented as HTML collections, the document. And if we do document that inspect, no, not existing method. Also, you have seen a lot of the times following syntax, but you're already aware of the document. It's object, global object in our application. But you already typed a lot of the times console.log, right? You using it almost every day, and you're using it of two keywords, console.log, where console stands for the object and log it's one of the methods of this object. So instead of using just log, we're using with the name of object console. Yeah, it's no surprise for us that we do console log and just print ABC, but we can use different methods at our console object. Let's say console dot error, and it's gonna give us some message, but with the red highlighted. And also console has a lot of different methods to manipulate it. So it's not a very big object, but it is. It exists. And another object is a window. And it exists as well, and it has a lot of cool methods. So with the help of window, I can navigate to almost anything in my computer. I mean, some data is secure, some data is not accessed by the browser, but let's take a look at some cool things. Window dot display. Not display. Window dot so all these methods you can get and access whenever you are in console or in the file. Location.
So Takhir, is that Windows methods only used within the one kind of tab in the browser in the window, or can we, I don't know, navigate to another tab and get some element from a different tab, or no?
No, I think those methods are secured and encapsulated, so each tab is kind of encapsulated. But there are some properties you can access with this object, like location, and it gives us the name of the page and all details about this current location. Yeah, I understand what you mean. I remember I could access my version of my browser. You can access. I was accessing how many displays I'm using on my computer and much more information with Windows. So it's a very huge topic, and you can go and dig this object a lot and ask maybe ChatGPT or some other sources to go through this object. But it's really interesting. It's a lot of information is being stored inside of this. Let's just to access a couple of them. Local window dot right was oh, get screen details. Okay, allow. You see, I have a pop-up message on my browser, so it says wants all my displays. Okay, I click allowed and click it again. I see the promise, right? But so it's a synchronous function window that gets screen details, which is returns us a promise. Let's dig more information about that. So we can say const some response equal to window that get screen details and some response that then console that log. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. Now we can see the promise itself. It fulfilled, and there is a detail about my this external display. My current screen is Acer EB32321HQA. It's real name of my display right now, and it is dimension of my display and ratio and other specification. So this is the current.
It's just returning for one screen, right?
No, it's for both.
Hmm?
It's for both. It's, you see, screens in its array of 2 elements.
Awesome.
And yeah, and now I can navigate to my second screen. So this is aspect ratio 1.5. This is aspect ratio 1 even. So these are to my screen. This is my built-in laptop screen. Orientation, landscape. So it gives a little bit of information. And there are a lot of different methods and information you can get with a window object, window. But since we know window is the same thing, like something like this, right? So it's just an object with something, some methods and properties in that. Let's take a look at our what was the method? Window that deletes student. So we don't have this method yet, right? Command C. If we open this object, and try to call this method, it says it's not a function. If we try to use it in here, so by default, it not exist in our window object. But if we go to our previous tab and try to navigate to our console log, and let's take a look window to our window object. So at this point, we already injected or added to global object delete student method. So we can say delete student, and it says it is a function, and it gives us explanation of this function. Yeah, and so technically, if we get delete get students, we can call it from here window dot get students. What I expect some return. No, we don't have this return. Get students. Why is that? So
Those get students is not window function, no?
oh, it was only delete student, edit student, and
Only
info
three.
student. Yeah, we didn't get this. I have never seen this approach to use a global object to share some kind of some methods. It might be kind of be used. I don't see any problems of using that, but I have never been like looking at this technique right now. I understand what's going on, but it's like I never seen that before. And yeah, so technically we just have this number of functions which does the job and requests information or send information to our backend application. Let's see. This is something for UI. It's probably. What is that? The title is is again UI. Yeah, so technically this application is very simple, but it's actually very cool. I like that. So yeah, we have 5 methods to interact between backend and front-end application, and we just assign, like, describe these methods into 5 functions, and we're just using them. But they are being used from this window global object, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, do you guys want me to like print the diagram of these functions, or kind of try to dig it more this project, or you kind of what exactly would like me to take apart inside this project, if you like to?
I don't even know. Now I don't want to change this project because we will continue with Azamat later
Mhm.
from this part. As I said, I don't have like exact the problem, exact place what I can understand. It was like general thing.
Mhm.
Mm. So I don't know really. I don't know how to answer.
Yeah, that's fine. But I would like to, if you want to keep going and working on this project, just focus and I already briefly spoke probably, but I didn't talk a lot about the abstraction. So it's a very important approach to abstract your logic and have it like divide your logic into few different blocks. Delete some of these guys.
But even so, when we create, especially with Azamat, we create not really easy projects, and it's really helpful because even if I can't understand everything completely, from every project I can take something, and it's накапливается, в общем. So yeah,
Accumulate.
in my case, I like when we create different projects, when we use different things, different functions, different methods. It's very interesting and helpful.
Yeah. So I would treat this project like few different blocks of segments of the, like, considering in the whole scope. So this would be our backend, and we have nothing to do about backend logic. We don't even know how they parse our data, how do they accept numbers or strings or integer. All we have to know about this, that we have API, and we have 5 methods so far. So these 5 methods were described in this section. And then anything else after that. So this is another block of abstraction. So these 5 methods is another block of abstraction. We just go, and this is our UI. Ugly mouse painting. So, and UI. So we can divide this logic into 3 layers of abstraction. We can add more layers of abstraction, but technically what you can see, just this is functionality to get and receive data, and this is UI functionality just to render. Render it on the UI. So what you have to do is just to communicate these functions, to functions which print or do some logic on your UI. So it's gonna 3 segments or 3 layers of abstraction, which might help you, like on a high level, might help you to take this project apart. And yeah, and succeeded. Okay, and let me clean up my drawings. But the project is cool. I like it.
Suggestion, maybe we will do some new project. I mean, if we're gonna, in a way, continue and finish up this project tomorrow with Azama, what if we will do new today?
No, you're probably gonna finish it with Azamat, because since you already started with Azamat, he probably has some like certain steps he wants to go through to achieve the result and introduce you to some approach of solving this kind of task. But this is a very like basic CRUD project. CRUD stands for create, read, update, delete. You're gonna hear it again. Timeout. Bigger size. It's a CRUD, it's a commonly used abbreviation to create, read, update, and delete. So it's basically what front end technically does is just creates elements in the back end, reads, updates, deletes. So it's kind of API side responsibilities of front end application. Probably Azamat is going to take care of that. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Today, Kai asked a good question about throw. 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 Throw error. Throw error. It's let's try to run our application with throw error. Oh my God, we have some errors, and which is obvious. Throw error is a keyword or function and object which we can use to stop execution of our application. Let's say, so let's print start and let's print end. Even now, you can see that execution of the code is kind of unlighted, or it's blurred a little, not blurred. Yeah, it's not that bright, which means unreachable code detected. That means that on the early stages, our compiler knows that as soon as we get here, it's nothing gonna go after that. So at this certain point, the execution is going to stop and not gonna go anywhere else. Because we throw the error into a compiler or interpreter, and that's it. JavaScript is not gonna go in elsewhere. This is how we can use it. Let's say const fuel level is equal to 50. I don't know, percent. If fuel level less than, let's say, 5%, we say we throw the error. We throw the error. So we don't even need some other condition. So now throw error is conditional, but it's not that usage of throw error is not that simple. Sometimes it might be more complex. So right now, if we run it, execution goes from start to end. And if our value of 4%, our car is not going to be moving anymore. So we throw the error. There are a few different type of error. Can be stuck error. Can be thrown to like or could be used, and you can like use different ones. I probably need to take a look. In different languages, it's been achieved different ways, but you can use it. And this is the way when your execution is going to stop. But sometimes, let me comment this out, error may be not invented by you, or let's say you want to console that console.log some unexistent variable qw. Yeah, and when we run it, it says we have error, which is object of anonymous. So it does kind of similar things. For that cases, JavaScript has a special way to execute your logic. It's been called try and catch. Try and catch. Try and catch. And here we can, inside of this block of try, we can say, okay, try to print this variable which not exist. And as you see, we didn't succeed on the previous execution because we tried to do it like that. And now if we run it, it's going to go through beginning from start to end without any error throwing or without any issues. But what's actually going on right now? Execution goes line by line. So we come to console log line 5, 6 empty. We come to try block. And when we try to execute line number 8, we get the error. And now this block stops execution. Here, as soon as the error was thrown, we come to catch block. Let's add some more console log and take a look how it's going to work out. So we put another console log calling before error. And let's call another one after error. After error. And let's put another console log and call it inside catch. Okay. And let's try again. Okay. We can see start was succeeded. And it's not a surprise for us. Then we came to the point of execution before error. And here we executed this line successful as well. We couldn't succeed on executing an existing variable, and we catch the error. And when we catch the error, this line of code after the error was never been printed. So instead was console log printed in the catch block. So does it make sense so far, or doesn't sound like looks clear?
Well, it's clear for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we already used this example with like typo or some kind of syntax error, right? Not syntax, logical error, undeclared variable. But let's say we do this error ourselves. Instead of calling or printing an existing variable, we can say throw error. Throw error. And yeah, here it's already highlighting us that this line is never going to be executed. It's UI is giving us a hint. And of course, at this point, inside of try catch blocks, we didn't stack our application with the error, because the error was not so like error was like obviously inserted in this block. But let's take a look at some more complex example. Let's say our bank account, we have a bank account value of $100. Let's make it integer value. And we have a function withdraw money. Withdraw money. And it's just a mock function and just going to emulate some sort of process of withdrawing money. Let's say we're going to ask user, how much money would you like to withdraw? It says amount user wants to withdraw. And user, let's say using UI, is going to type like 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. And we have some logic to process transaction. But let's say user provided amount which is greater than $100. Let's say if the amount not here, which user wants to withdraw greater than account value, we say throw error. Throw balance error. Okay, balance error. And let's do something else. Okay, the user wants to get the amount of amount not greater than he has on the balance. But let's do another case. Let's say if amount less than 0, so which is negative value. So we say we throw error wrong amount. So this is our function. We created, and this is our level of abstraction. And of course we can use it to in our application and use it without catch block, right? And if let's say we withdraw money with the amount -1, we throw error wrong amount. But if your application is complex, you probably don't want to stop execution. You want to wrap it into the section, into these two blocks. And then you can debug it more easier. Let's say we use this withdrawal logic inside of try catch block. And here, inside of catch block, we can say inside of catch block, there is an error. And we can even describe this error. Console log. But to do that, we say error. We assign it to I forgot the syntax. Catch error. Number. Sorry guys, I haven't used it a lot. oh, we catch it like that. Error, or we can describe it like that. And we say error. But actually, this argument can be anything simple, er, or anything else. But let's say error, er. Okay, and in here we use in our logic somehow happens that we try to execute not that the right logic. Right? No, not this. This one we don't need anymore. Okay. We come to start of our application. Now we try to execute withdrawal of money. And we faced this issue, which the function gives us, throws us error. And we described and printed this error, and we come to execution in the end of our application. So we come to the end, which is here. So this block, try, catch, and error work together to find bugs inside of your application and make you like not too stuck at a certain point. Kai, do you have any additional questions about that?
No, as of now, thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, we're using a lot this technique in our application. And because you might want to run some like logic and it might not succeed, and instead of just break the whole application, you wrap into a try catch, and there you go, you kind of secured at this point. So if you say, okay, $10, so we don't have any problems. So yeah, it's just executed and that's it. Error dot body. Does it have the body? If it does, body. No, error the body is undefined. Okay, this is 9:07 p.m. We can take a short 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break and keep going with asynchronous code and timeout function, interval function after that. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the break time. I think we can practice a little bit of time uh, timeout and interval functions. Open curriculum. Yeah, timeout functions. And I prepared a small project for you. This is Azimuth project. Nothing to change. Okay. Oh, nice. I started worrying that's what's going on. I didn't want to. I don't use actually CSS. I think the design of this little project is cool on its own. But this is a very simplest and as simple as possible project. And here we have a field hello world. And this is element which we create as soon as we run our JavaScript file. And we access our root container, and we add to this root container a child, no, child h1 with the text hello there. Then we substitute this text with a function set text that we say hello world, and then we can say set text hello hi friend. But you can see that this goes super fast. So we can say hello. Let's remove hi friend. Let's say it's empty string. Then it's gonna be hello world. So technically what's supposed to be here, we should see hello world. Then we should see empty string. Then we should see hello world. Then we have to see empty space and so forth. The problem is that it goes so fast I would even say less than in 1 second, in 100th of second. So we don't see how it changes. I would like you guys to help me to build the function which is going to delete and appear this text hello world and make it like kind of blinking. We can say we can use loop or while loop. While
Yeah, Azamat, what's the difference between while and for loop? In my case, I never used while. I just heard that we have two options.
yeah,
So-
while loop is almost the same thing as for loop. There is no much difference between them, but the difference which is that while doesn't use only external variables. Let's say const to loop is kind of boolean, right? True or true, or let's say let a equal to 1 and let b equal to 100 110 not 100, not too much gap, and while is going to be looping again and again, while a is going to be less than b, right? So it refers only to external variable. At the same time, and here you can navigate, right? A plus plus to increment a, make them even, and break the loop. For loop is kind of the same thing, but you create your kind of local variables inside of the parentheses loop variable. They usually call it I, but in scope of this example, to highlight this example, I would say loop variable is equal to 0 statement to loop variable less than 5, or you can use some external variable less than b, and modifying statement loop variable plus plus, right? Something we are looping here. TLG.
It's the main difference. Right?
And the thing is, you cannot access this loop variable from anywhere else than from inside of this scope. In case of while, you don't have this functionality. You have only those variables which you can declare globally.
In for loop, I can't use b variable.
You can use b variable. You can use anything, but also for loop gives you additional private variables which you can use only within this block.
Okay.
Loop variable. Yeah. So this is the whole difference between while and for. And let's say we can loop from 1 to 20. And say if loop variable is equal to is modulo 2. I'm just curious if it's gonna substitute the text else. Else. No, doesn't look like that. Yeah, it sometimes tries to appear, but yeah, you see it counts so fast, so you didn't even see it. Yeah, I think we need something to make it with some interval 1 second. Are you guys up to challenge? And if yes, I can copy paste this into Open. What don't you like? Ah, okay. I'm going to text this link into the chat. Do you want to do on your own, or would like to make it in a group?
I don't know. In my case, I'm not able to do it in my own. I don't remember.
So just to clarify, what we have to do, when we click start, we should start counting from 0 and
No, it is the second part of the challenge. The first part is to make a loop to make this welcome phrase to flash, like to appear and then to disappear. Just and make it with interval 1 second. Appear and disappear hello world phrase. And
so it's
the second,
Mhm.
go ahead.
So it's going to be like by default, right? You don't have to, I mean, user don't have to do anything. It will by default flashing all the time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay,
But if
cool.
it's gonna be annoying to you, I suggest us to make a button stop, which is going to stop flashing, and hello world, hello there, is going to just stay on without any flashing. So I already help you with the function. Function was called, what is the function name? Have I deleted it? Ah, no, set text. Yeah, this is a function. Whatever you insert inside this function is going to be appeared on the UI. Your task is just to make it with interval. Say, okay, and it's, of course, is going to substitute hey. And let me create 2 rooms. So yeah, that was the first part of this challenge, and the second part is going to be to invent the counter. But we're gonna come back to the second part after we finish the first. Hey, Amantur, you you exit this room or you didn't join yet?
Hi, Amantul. Do you know what's going on now?
Okay, good job, guys. I've seen how you was approaching this challenge, and I'm glad you succeeded on that. Let me share my screen real quick, and yep, we can take a look at this solution. Yeah, I like your teamwork and the way you collaborate and discuss how to solve it together. This is actually nice, and it's a nice skill to develop to work in team. It's a very useful one. And let's take a look of this solution since you already solved, but anyways, I can give you my solution. Well, function set text just inserts whatever value you provide to that. Let's do some cycle loop to implement this logic. For that, I would suggest to use set interval function. And before I call it, I suggest to use this function return value, which is ID, to some variable. So it's going to be blink. Let's call it blink ID. Okay, and here, what I would like to do next. So first of all, I provide the first argument. It's a callback function, which is going to be execute every iteration. Interval is going to be integer 1 second or 1000 milliseconds, and some arguments if I like to. We can come to arguments a little bit later. Okay, on interval, I would like to check if we have anything inside of our element or not, or it can be any other solution. I would suggest to use some global variable. Let's say left is grid equal to false. That means default value that we don't have anything on the board. So it's technically initial value, and we can use anything instead of this value. And inside of execution, I suggest us to check if it is grid, and if it's true, I think what if we can put some value in it. So let's use function say text and say hello world. Otherwise, I would just to say hello, not hello world, empty string. Okay, does it work? It does not work by one simple reason, because we do not change value of our grid. Every time we change it, I would like to switch it or toggle to grid is grid to equal to not is grid. So this time we substituted, and let's take a look. What is it giving us? And then inspect. True, false. Now we can see true or false. And execution. That's not. Let's do it. Oh, else. I lost it somehow. Yeah, there you go. Maybe we can come to section of H1. It's title, right? Let's say title min and A is equal to yeah. Yeah, there you go. We can pick that one. I think 2 is better. 1.1. Okay. Well, using some global variable inside of our component, which is, they say to try to not use global variable as much as you can. But in this scope, we have a small project and whole project can be treated like a component. But inside the component, using global variables is okay. We can take short break and come to a countdown section. And yeah, I forgot to add the button to stop. Let's duplicate. We have inner HTML. I would suggest we add here button. So, can we access this button. Stop. Let's add event listener to stop. We can even say clear interval. And use blink ID. There you go. Now it works. To make it blink again, we can reload. Oh, I need to save it somehow. That was pretty much it for this example. Next, after the break, we're going to take care of our countdown, and I think we're going to be done for tonight. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Do you have any questions so far?
No questions, but the only thing is, I think, well, I did. My solution is a little bit more different because I use like timeout, set timeout, and set interval inside of that set text function. So it's a little more complicated. I don't know why I did that. Your solution is good.
Yeah, since you've done it, and if it works, it's good because it's better than like I always like to say that working solution is better than not working. It's kind of, if it works, it's already accomplishment. Yeah, there are a lot of different ways to resolve this task, and I would even say this solution, my solution, is not the perfect, but since at least it works, you know. Yeah, and this is so kind of basic and fundamental part, but set interval and countdown and timers, and they like to ask these questions, and they expect during the interview, they expect you to know how it works. Okay, let's take a break and we keep going.
We didn't start this timer. Okay.
Okay, guys. So I got message. Of yep. Let's take a look at our counter and countdown counter and try to do some cool things. I want to separate it a little bit. Let me use stop function. Stop, not function, I mean element. A margin bottom is equal to 100 px. Yeah, looks better. Okay. As you can see, and isolate your attention from these two elements, we can inspect and see that we already have some functionality in our project. When we click start, we print start. When we click pause and resume, we have three different actions for these buttons, which is already great. In scope of our project, I suggest us, what is that? That the user inserts, let's say, 12 seconds. We click start, and our timer goes from 12 to 0, decrementing value each second. For this purpose, I think you already know we can use set timeout. Let's invent few methods to implement our logic. First of all, I would like to say run count down. And it should be a function. Run countdown. Second, I would say function pause, and obviously resume. Let's clarify resume and pause. So start is going to make it run. Pause is gonna stop whatever is stopped, and resume is going to keep counting down since where we stopped. Okay. Then I suggest us to have some state. I suggest us to use a variable. What is that? That is not defined. Of course, I haven't defined it yet. Let count down value is equal to, okay, let's make it 0. Let's make it 0. And run. Let's make it start. I rename this function. And when we click it, oh, when we click each of our buttons, we want to separate this logic. Let's say our button is equal to event.target.id. And we can say, okay, we print it again. And let's do else if condition. Else, if click button is equal to start, let's run start functionality. Else if click button is equal to pause, let's run pause function. And another, as you may guess, click button is equal to reset. We are going to resume. Sorry, not resume. Okay. Inspect and make sure it still works. Start, pause, resume. Resume. Okay, that works. Okay, what should happen when start count function was triggered? So here we probably need to do something what triggers the asynchronous code, which is we make it run. And here we trigger the code and let's say set interval. Set interval and do something. Set interval and do something. What we have to do, we probably have to increment the countdown value. I mean decrement. But before we decrement it, we want to put some value inside, like we have to assign it, right? Let's say we have to say, okay, countdown value is equal to whatever we got from here. Whatever we got from here. Let's hard code it for 10 seconds. And then we decrement it. And then we can say, okay. Input start pause comment down. Yes. We need to add ID here. ID equal to value. Count value is should be count dash value. Okay. And we just update the count value. That inner text is equal to count down value. Let's try it. Oh my God. It goes too much. Because we didn't set interval value. Let's do it 1000 milliseconds. Okay, start. 10. 3, 2, 1, 0. And here it should start technically. But it's keep counting down and down. And here we need to implement additional logic. Let's say we create additional function called kill timer. Countdown and timer is kind of the same thing. Kill timer, okay? Kill timer, what is going to do? It's going to clear the interval. Okay. And here we want to see, okay, which interval we want to clear. So here we need another variable. Let timer ID is equal to, let's say, 0, because there is nothing yet. And when we start our interval, we say, okay, timer ID now is that we set interval. And here, when we kill this, we just clear interval with timer ID. Let's use this function in pause temporarily. Kill timer. Yeah, let's start. 9.
You put it on resume button.
Sorry?
You put it on resume button, right? Kill.
Resume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There you go. Thank you. Resume. It was temporary. Now we know our function kill timer is another level of abstraction. Using only this function, we stop the timer. Probably it should be another kill. Kill is kind of kill and reset, but it's just naming. Let's keep it like that for now. We can create another and call it, name it destroy timer to reset completely. And here on each iteration, we want to check if the value of countdown of the timer is equal to 0. Yeah, let's kill timer. Okay. By the way, new syntax allows you to not to use curly braces if you use just single statements. So it's gonna look like that. If comparison, empty space, and statement. Let's try it. Okay, start. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It keeps going. Oh, I moved. Sorry, I did it outside of the scope. Outside of the scope. Yeah. Let's make it less than maybe 5. There you go. We achieved the timer stop execution. And timer stop. Let's do it. Let's actually resume, make it more legit. Pause. Okay. Now we make start. We make pause. We make start. It starts from the beginning. And here, and you can see if we click it 3 times, you see it kind of runs kind of 3 times in a second. Here, it shouldn't be a bad practice to use another global state. Global state, I mean global in scope of our little project. Our global state is timer running. Is timer running. And by default, it should be false, okay? Because as soon as we load the page, it's not running. And we can say if, let's click our button, right? Set interval. When we click the button, shouldn't be here. Control X. Is timer running? When we run the timer, we say true. Kill the timer. Come on then. We make it true because we expect the timer is running. True. But if the timer already running, if we don't want to repeat our actions, and we can say just return. If it's running, just return. There you go. Let's take a look. Start. And as many times we click the start button again, it's not gonna repeat this and issue more than one interval function because we toggle our state and we don't allow this to do it again. So technically, when we pause the timer, we can say, okay, timer is running. No, is false because we stopped it, right? And so forth. Okay. Here we go. In function resume countdown, I would like you to invent a logic to resume, to keep counting down the timer from the value at what it stopped. Down. And before that, I think I can do this. Let's get our input. Input value. Input that value. Start, but it doesn't show me the value of input field. Count value. Count value. Okay. Who knows how to retrieve the value of this integer of this field? Probably. Say 12.
Why our input value is not showing the number that you entered?
Yeah, I mean, this input, this element has an ID of ID, is that count prompt?
Oh, count
Yeah.
prompt. Okay.
Yeah, count. I mean, we just prompt user to get some value, but we don't assign it the right way. The right way. Yeah.
Because we have an ID on inputs.
Yeah, input, we have to say count prompt. It should better now. Okay, let's say 12. Yeah, there you go. Works. It starts, but actually it starts from a little different number.
Yeah, it starts
From
from 11 because it's like it's automatically counting, right? I mean, decrementing when we click on that.
yeah, decrementing. Yeah, but technically it works.
Yeah.
It can, of course, it can be done more logic, but you know, to erase the value of input, but it's not the scope of our class. Since we practice in set interval, I think we should be cool with that thing. To not to confuse you with this first part, I think I can comment this down, comment out.
Yeah, it's a little annoying.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see. Yep, that works. Let's do regression. Yeah, that works. Counter works good. Mhm. I think I can even delete that sheet. That part. X. You still have this link. I can share it again. This is gonna be the last. It's actually simple. You just need to focus a little bit, and it should work. Okay. All right. So, do you guys want to breakout rooms, or you want to do it on your own? I can break out into 2 teams.
Oh, I don't know. Guys,
Oh,
what
it's only
What
5
we
of us.
should do? Like to do project?
Yeah, it's kind of a small minor project we can do right now, like in small teams. If somebody wants to solve it and share your solution, since it's not a lot of participants right now, we can, like, somebody wants to solve it, you're more than welcome.
So my question is, right now when we are like starting from some number, it's starting to decrement. When we click on pause, it's pausing. And in that case, when we pause it, it means like our countdown value is also changing or not, because countdown value we're changing inside of the function. That means it's also changing outside, right? In global scope, when we have on line 21, our countdown is also, for example, when we start from 15, right now I'm starting from 15, and when I pause on 13, so in fact, our countdown value right now is 13, right? That means like in function resume, we can get this, we can just continue decrementing and that's it, right?
Yes, it's what we should. It's how it's supposed to, because if you resume, you
Mhm.
kind of start from the point where you left off. You know, where you stopped, and you keep going from the same point.
Oh, okay, cool. Then it's easy.
Yep.
So it was what I did, I just copy your code from start countdown function. Just yeah, just remove countdown value, input value, and that's it.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works. I mean,
Mhm.
Good. But I feel like I just copy paste your code.
Uh, it's important to know where to copy paste, and how.
Uh, then I'm done.
Mhm. Uh, Ayan and Aizadad, do you guys like um would need
I'm
more
still
time?
waiting. I need you like 2 more minutes.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm done.
Say again.
I'm done.
Oh, nice. Good job. That works.
More, yes, it's more about just copy paste. This was right.
That probably was too simple challenge. But the thing that you found out uh, the way to solve it, and no matter if you copy paste or if you track the logic, and it is great.
Yes, it's how we learn, when we know how to do like in like logical parts in project.
So here I think we're done for today, right?
Yeah, we have 15 minutes, 15 seconds done. Yeah. If you solved, good job that you solved this task. Um, like I'm glad to hear that. Let me just real quick to redo the same you did. So, but step by step. To resume our counter, I think what we have to do is just to initiate a new um, timer, new interval, and of course assign it to timer ID and reuse this block. And it should be go probably. It should be good now. Let's try. What is that? Something it doesn't like. Okay, not here. Okay, I don't have a time. Sorry, I'm guys tired to troubleshoot it, but since you got it, thank you so much for making it work. I appreciate your hard work and your solution. Well, if you have any more questions, let me know before we end this class.
No questions. Thank you, Takhir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Takhir.
Absolutely. Yep. You're welcome, and see you next week. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.